Welcome to Mentoring Mondays. It's great to be with you again at the start of another working week and to look at a well-known Bible verse. And I want to talk a little bit about the power of declaration. And the declaration I've got in mind is one where Joshua boldly says in front of all the people, "As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." The context of that is that there are just so many choices on every hand. The children of Israel, they'd come out of Egypt, they'd seen the gods of Egypt. They went through the wilderness, then they come up the king's highway. They see the gods that the Amorites worship, the Moabites, and all of these options are there for them, just as it is for us today with so many different things pressing in around us. But in the midst of all of that, Joshua stands up in front of the people and says, "But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." And he lifts the Lord above all of these other gods and all of these other possibilities and sets his whole family on this trajectory. It's going to be God first in our household. And the effect of that on the people that he's speaking to is enormous, because they say, well, we're going to leave all these other gods and we're going to serve the Lord too. And I love that kind of impact where when someone stands up with boldness, it begins to change the whole environment and you get commitment coming from all around you. So I want you to know that the declarations that you make and the stand that you take in your household can actually have an influence on the households around you. Now, I know that very often when we talk on these Mentoring Mondays, we're thinking about the working week that's ahead. But actually, the context in which we live is not just our work, it's our households, it's our homes, it's our families. And to have that kind of priority in our home and in our household is really, really important. Some of us are going to be parents with children to have raised in our homes. And I know that it's really important that you give the children the space to find their own way. And I know with my children that some of them got there quicker than others, but I also know this, that having that environment from the start where we're raising people up in that context of a godly home is really important. And we try to express that commitment in our home, not necessarily putting Bible verses all over the walls and things like that, but actually to try and make sure the standards in our house reflected God's heart. Our hospitality, just even the way we ordered our lives, the conversations we had in our home. It wasn't just a declaration that was an empty phrase. It's something that really meant a lot to us. And the result of that is incredible, because when we honor God, God honors us. And there's something about living in a home where God is honored and you've got that security and that sense of God's presence that makes such a difference, even for starting out in a working week. So I want you to reflect on that during this coming week and think about your household, and think about, even if you're just living in a flat on your own, what does that look like? Is God honored in the midst of that? And really see that from that place of security, you can move out with confidence into the world around and know that the God who's honoring you in your home and you're honoring in your home will honor you in the workplace too. Thanks for watching. If you've been watching on Facebook, hit the like button. If you've been watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Thanks.